Yesterday, I taught you about characters in books. One of the things we learned about characters is that they can talk. When characters talk, it is called dialogue. You can tell when a character is talking in books because their words are in speech bubbles like this. This is from Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, and it says, I'll be your best friend. How about I give you $5? No fair. I bet your mom would let me. And this is another example from I Don't Want to Be a Frog. I want to be a cat. You can't be a cat. So you can tell that the little frog is talking because the speech bubble is here and it goes to him. You can tell the dad is talking because this speech bubble has a little arrow that kind of points to the dad. Or they are inside of marks like this called quotation marks. So if you look right here, you've got a set of quotation marks. They start at the beginning and they go to the end of what the character is saying. Okay, so this is from Strega Nona, and Big Anthony, the townspeople are laughing at Big Anthony and says, you'd better go and confess to the priest, Big Anthony, they said. So see how quotation marks tell you that somebody is talking. Another example of quotation marks is from Mercy the Pig to the Rescue. See, oink, said Mercy. It's an earthquake, shouted Miss Watson. It's the end of the world. See those quotation marks, how they start at the beginning of what Mrs. Watson's saying and then they go to the end of what she's saying. Another way that sometimes books show the characters talking that isn't as widely used, but I wanted to introduce it to you anyway, is that they sometimes put the dialogue just above the character like this. So this is from Red, a Crayon Story, and they have the words that each crayon is saying right above their little crayon-y heads. Have you noticed when I read books to you, I often change my voice to sound more like the characters in the story? I do this so that you will be able to know, you will know which character is talking, and it helps you know how the characters are feeling too. Let me show you what I mean with the book Mercy the Pig to the Rescue by Kate DiCamillo. This is a book we've heard before, but I want you to pay special attention to how I change my voice for the different characters. Chapter 3. Boom! A hole opened under the Watsons' bed. Crack! The Watsons' bed fell into the hole. Mr. Watson woke up. Mrs. Watson woke up. Mercy woke up too. What the? Said Mr. Watson. Oink, said Mercy. It's an earthquake, shouted Mrs. Watson. It's the end of the world. Nonsense, said Mr. Watson, but he didn't sound very sure. He sounded frightened. Mercy, however, was not frightened. Mercy was hungry. Oink, said Mercy again. She moved to the end of the bed. Boom! Crack! The bed fell a little further into the hole in the floor. Don't move, shouted Mr. Watson. Whatever you do, don't move. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson and Mercy held very still. Mrs. Watson started to cry. I know exactly what we must do, said Mr. Watson. We must call the fire department. They will rescue us. But you said we should not move, said Mrs. Watson. How can we call the fire department if we cannot move? Mercy recalled her lovely toast-filled dream. She wondered if there was any toast in the kitchen. While Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson were arguing, Mercy hopped off the bed. Boom! Crack! So as you can see there, I had different voices for Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson and also for Mercy. Now it's your turn. Now you're going to have an opportunity to practice changing your voice for different characters. In Seesaw, you have a character dialogue assignment. In this assignment, you are going to choose 3 characters from the story Chicken Little that we heard yesterday. You can use your picture from yesterday to help you remember the characters if you need to. Think about what those characters might sound like saying the sky is falling. Then you're going to make a recording of you doing the voice for those 3 characters saying the sky is falling. When you are ready to record, you're going to tap the add button, tap the mic to record you saying the sky is falling for each of your chosen characters, and tap the check to add it to your Seesaw folder. Please remember that when you say the sky is falling for each of the different characters, try to remember to identify the character so that we'll know who you are trying to be. I have linked in your assignment an example of me doing some voices for the Chicken Little. Okay? Good luck and have fun.